Hello. Today I have an interview with Jason. He is a new graduate early childhood teacher, and he now working full time in the kindergarten, while he continuing his studies in a master of teaching in Deakin.
Oh, hi Rizal, nice to meet you, and I'm very appreciated to join in your interview today. I'm ready to answer all of your questions that discuss about leadership and collaboration among families and colleagues.
So are you ready to answer my question?
Yes, I'm ready.
Yeah, so how do you navigate challenges when leading the change that oppose the core values of the national quality framework, such as equity, cultural responsiveness, inclusion, or child agency?
For my work, when I introduce new practice to support inclusion and cultural responsiveness, I noticed some educators, just like my colleagues, were unsure how to adapt their routines, and some families were hesitant to share their cultural knowledge as well. So that I start by reminding the teams of our shared purpose, just like creating an environment where every child feels safe, valued, and able to participate. I actively listen to concerns that come from maybe work-life pressures, and I also provide practical support through modeling, co-planning, or breaking the chains into manageable steps. And I also use reflective practice, asking questions like who might be left out or how does this support children agency. And this helps shift the focus from personal preference to professional responsibility and children rights.
Now let's move to the next question. I want to have an example where you can cultivating authentic and collaborative relationship among educators, families that led to improve outcomes for children learning or staff well-being, and which leadership approaches or strategies did you use to foster trust, shared decision making, and reflective practice in line with Quality Area 6 of the National Quality Standard.
So, an example from my practice include a few children from culturally diverse background, like Australia have many immigrants that their mother language is not English, so they were quiet and less enraged during class activities.
Yes. When I have the first class in Australia, I was really scared and awkward to share my ideas into our class and teachers too.
Oh yeah, we are also come from different country, different cultures. Therefore, we may not be always confident supporting them, and their family may be unsure about sharing their concerns or cultures due to language barriers. So I took a relational leadership approach, focusing on building trust for families and children. So I organized casual activity like picnic or board games sections for families to talk together, share songs, story, and cultural practices, so we can know how to teach their child in a suitable way. So after collecting on information of each child, our team redesigned parts of the programs. For instance, each week we introduce songs or books from one child's cultural backgrounds. This helps children feel seen and also pleased to learn about one another. On the other hand, we also reach out to a local cultural group for some tips on multilingual practices, which make the team feel a lot more confident and help us make the program more inclusive. So, in the end, the children became more confident and more enraged with class activity, and their family feel respected and connected. And also, educators like us feel supported. So, we actually improve outcomes for both children and staff well-being.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for your sharing, and I think your strategy is not tokenism because many kindergarten now has been released many new strategies, but I think it's really tokenism, not authentic. So the next question is, how do you reconcile your leadership responsibilities with your role as an advocate for children's rights, particularly when working closely with families and the wider community to ensure your children's voice, needs, and well-being are prioritized?
For me, balancing leadership with advocating for children's rights always come back to one question. It is best for the child. My role is to support the team and work with families, but I always make sure the child's voice and well-being stay at the center. So firstly, with family, I'm very open and honest. So I listen to their views and explain my responsibility to uphold children's rights. With the team, I use simple reflective questions like, have we heard the child's voice to keep child agency in our daily practice? So when challenge come up, I rely on clear communication, empathy, and also the national quality framework to guide us back to what the child needs. So I try to keep the focus on what the child needs while still respecting and maintaining strong relationship.
Yeah, it's a good answer. Thank you. Now I want to know that what strategies that you have found most effective in fostering a culture of shared leadership, collective responsibility, and collaboration among educators, and how have these approaches impact team well-being and organizational outcomes?
So I noticed some educators, like my colleagues, were a bit hesitant to take initiatives, which slowed things down. So I have been trying to build a culture or an environment where everyone feels their voice matters. So I use distributed leadership, letting people list things they are good at, like setting up learning area or trying new routine.
Yeah, like me that when I have a placement in, I think that a loose path placement that called playwork, we and my team also plan to design the learning environment for the children, and that we may know about what the children like most. So, for the another session, we will redesign to fit and suitable for the children to learn in the best way.
So you see, when you do that, you feel trusted and you naturally take ownership. That's distributed leadership. And I also make reflective just part of our days. Even over lunch, I will ask something like, "What do you think would work?" or "How can we support this child better?" It keeps everyone thinking and problem solving together. And I'm always clear about decisions and link them back to the national quality framework, so the team understands the purpose behind what we were doing. We also celebrate small wins, which boosts everyone's confidence. So, it's really helped the team educators feel value, communication is smoother, and the children get a more consistent and supportive environment. That's all.
Yeah, so do you think your strategy is still tokenism?
Hmm, I'm really aware of tokenism, so I make sure strategies like distributed leadership, reflective trust, and open communication actually give educators real influence. For example, when someone lists a project, they plan, run, and evaluate it. So their decision really shape the service and children's learning. So reflective conversations aren't just ticking a box; they genuinely practice. That's it.
So, how do you leverage your leadership position to influence policy practice or resource allocation within your service? And what strategies have you proven most that effective in advocating for children's best interests while maintaining positive relationship with staff and families?
So I realized our central routines and resources weren't really supporting children from different cultural backgrounds. So I used my leadership role to look at our policies and how we were doing things. I wanted to make sure our decisions actually supported children's learning, well-being, and inclusion. So I use, like I say, I use the national quality framework, research, and our data to guide the change. And I also involve educators like my colleagues in the process, so they have real ownership. And I talk openly with families to value their cultural knowledge and explain how the change would help their children. I also had reflective conversations with the team to spot gaps and work out solutions together. So you see, being transparent and consistent really help build trust and boost the team's confidence. And in the end, these steps help us improve our practice and keep the children at the center of our decisions.
Yeah, so thank you. That is the last question of the interview. Thank you for joining me and share your point of view of the leadership and collaboration with your team, colleagues, and families to create the best learning environment for children.
Oh yeah, thank you very much.